NKU Director of International Student and Scholar Services, Rebecca Hansen.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Rebecca de Lacerda Hansen. I am the Director of International Student and Scholar Services. I have been working in higher education for 12 years now, 7 of which have been at Northern Kentucky University. I'm here today to speak on the precarious situation in which our office finds itself. With our current budget constraints, we completely understand that changes and cuts have to be made. We've been watching. However, allowing the pendulum to swing entirely too far and too quickly without taking a holistic look at the very real potential consequences will lead to much bigger problems down the road. It is crucial that we not forget that as a university, we have pledged that it is our mission to be student-centered, our vision to empower diverse learners, and that it is in our core values to engage in honest, fair, and ethical behavior, embracing equity, diversity, and inclusiveness. After all, President Vidia, you said just an hour ago that we've come too far on our diversity and inclusion initiatives to start going backwards now. Our office has worked tirelessly to create relationships across the globe, building strength of brand through word of mouth in countries like Nepal, Ethiopia, and Vietnam, creating partnerships with universities in countries like India, China, and most recently in Georgia, and partnering with counselors and advisors across the globe who have come to recommend our institution to their students, some even to their own children, because of the reputation that NKU has earned. Recently, though, we have had to announce to all of these partners, as well as to more than the 350 admitted international students admitted for the spring 23 term, that we no longer have the International Merit Scholarship or the EDGE that was previously awarded. Now, the decision to completely do away with these awards came as we were right in the middle of processing these students' applications, having already communicated our award offerings with them. The blowback was palpable, as you can see from just the small sampling I provided on page 3 of the handout. Relationships across the globe have been harmed, and we are now burned in several countries, including Nepal and Ethiopia. But after all, it couldn't be helped, right? Scholarships, among many other things, have to be cut for the financial health of our institution, so all of our incoming students are going to have to be affected in similar ways. We're all in this together, right? Recently, one of our international students from Nepal was speaking to an unnamed administrator at NKU. The student asked why the International Merit Scholarships had been completely taken away. I didn't ask this student to ask the question. The administrator's response was that it was political, that some international students were paying less than some domestic students, and that apparently it upset the wrong person or persons. I have to admit that I was startled by this. Political. I thought it was purely for fiscal reasons, but sure enough, I look on the website and the EDGE Award is less for international students than it is for out-of-state domestic students, something we've never done before. And you can see that on page 1 of your handout. Additionally, international students no longer qualify for the Presidential Award. Political, I'm sure. They have never been eligible for the Educational Diversity Scholarship, though we feel comfortable using their picture to advertise the award on our website, as well as many of the international students on the Real Ambition, Real Success initiative. This means that right now, an international freshman with a 2.5 GPA qualifies for the same amount of aid as an international student applying with a 4.0 GPA. How is this logical? That was why International Merit Scholarships existed, to provide equity and balance, but without it, that balance has gone askew. So instead of reducing international scholarships in a way that could help balance the budget, maintain the relationships that we have painstakingly built, and still provide opportunities for access, we've chosen instead to be political. So let me explain the politics from my perspective. During the 20 to 21 academic year, the most recent data that we have, international students contributed $28.4 billion to the US economy, including $300 million to the state of Kentucky. Beyond tuition revenue, their impact comes from living in our area, like the 130 plus international freshmen who just moved into the dorms a couple of months ago. International students retain and graduate at higher rates than our domestic peers, as shown on page 5 of your handout, adding diversity of thought and experience to our classrooms and communities while increasing the overall value of an NKU degree. Plainly put, recruiting international students isn't political, it is fiscally responsible. The good news is that it's not too late to change course. Yes, some damage has already been done, and many are rightfully upset at the seeming deception. However, correcting the discriminatory edge structure and finding ways to ensure that a 4.0 and a 2.5 are not given the same award simply because they have the wrong passport are both steps that we can start taking now. But if we don't address this overcorrection soon, it will be too late. And I don't know about you, but I rather enjoy working at an institution with a stellar global reputation. Please assist me in keeping it that way. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to all the speakers and the others who joined us today. We're going to move now into the regular part of the meeting. And I'll turn it over to Ashish for his presidential comments.
Well, thank you, Chair Bainey and members of the board. It's quite a eventful set of remarks, and I really appreciate and thank everybody who came.